Lane, where it's everything real estate. Once again, my name is Catherine Nanteza, your host tonight. And with me, we are still talking affordable housing. We're still looking at housing in Uganda. Like how can we make it possible for you to live close to the city, spending less? Well, with me I have an expert in affordable housing, and not just an expert, but one of the representatives of the developers that have decided to make it possible for most young people and Ugandans to be able to live close to the city without feeling the pinch in the pocket. Well, that is for you and me to decide. But he thinks it's affordable. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, Mr. Abbas Rashid, the General Manager of Universal Properties.
Thank you for such a beautiful introduction, Kathy. It is so overwhelming always to see you on this couch. And let us talk affordable today.
Yeah.
Because I'm very big seller for affordable housing in Uganda.
Abbas, are
Yes,
you
boss.
originally Ugandan or you're from India?
I'm originally from India. We are here on a motto that every Ugandan should buy a house. On that motto, we are running in Uganda the affordable housing segment. We want every Ugandan to have his own shelter because as per the statistics today, still around 65+% is people are still renting out. Why? When we are there to help you out, take the best you can from us.
Abbas, rent is 1 million.
But nah, gay.
Or 500. What kind of affordable are we talking about? And how that
See, affordable housing, when we use affordable housing as a term, it is a very vague word again. Now, to you, affordable might be 5 million. To me, affordable is like 1 million. To somebody else, it would be like 500,000.
Okay.
But for us to give you the segmented, what we are looking for the Ugandans is basically we want to tell all the complete population of Uganda that if you are earning more than 2 or 3 million shillings, it is very much possible to buy your own apartment. Come and have a talk with us and I'll tell you the secret how.
I like the way you defined it.
Yes.
You know, most people think affordable housing is low-cost housing. Is that the same thing?
Actually, that's a very beautiful part that you have caught. When we say affordable, people think that, we are giving cheap houses and stuff like that. It is not related to that at all. It is related to if I'm making the more the merrier, if you have heard the proverb. So the more I make in one project, the more the product becomes cheaper. It is nothing to do with quality. Yes, you cannot also expect me once you are giving me the money for a Toyota, you are expecting a Ferrari. You understand?
Yeah.
So definitely we like, because Universal is giving you locations like Kololo. Now just example, I'll tell you. Today I have a bet on this. Nobody is able to give an apartment ready, built up at around 253 million shillings. Have you heard?
How much is that in dollars?
That is roughly around $85,000 as per today.
Kololo is going for
That's a one bedroom. $100,000.
But that's for a 2-bedroom.
Exactly. But I am giving you $80,000 for a 1-bedroom.
And how much for a 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom?
2-bedroom might be going at around 110, 115. 3-bedroom is going at 135 to 145, 50, like that. We are trying to create affordability in the sense of we want to give people have a sense of buying their dream property. Today I am also dreaming to live in Nakasero, but the pockets should be heavy to live in Nakasero.
Leave Kololo alone. Because when you talk in hundreds of thousands, you're still going back to the luxury prices. But
Correct.
I've seen some of your projects out of Nakasero, out of Tinda,
Correct.
Nalia,
Correct.
Chiwatle, and
Now,
what made you come to Uganda to do affordable housing? Before we get into the nitty-gritty.
Actually, we just came in as a developer. I would say we came in as a developer trying to build luxury apartments. But then the time we did the first project, we thought to ourselves that, this is not what the market is asking for us to make.
Okay.
So eventually we are the pioneers of affordable housing in Uganda, making the house more affordable. So we started from the first project in the names of Galaxy Apartments in Beogerere.
Okay.
That time we were able to give you one bedroom at just around 60 million shillings.
$100 to dollars? That would be how much?
If you are turning it to around $22,000 or 15 to 22, if you go back in that time.
Yeah.
Yes. So that was the motto. So in this affordable apartments, what we are trying to give you is a ready apartment, which is not fully furnished but semi kind of furnished. So you can just come in with your clothes. You just have to make it look like home. I'm a developer. I just tell you that I will make all the apartments standard.
So
you have to make it look like home.
How did that go? How was it so easy to penetrate the market? Because which year was that?
That was roughly around 2014 end. It was very, very hard actually to create the affordable housing announcement. Why? Because at that time people were not very much sure about what are condominiums. The plate of condominiums was, not served to all. The information was very little on that in the market. So it worked for us as a gospel. We were creating a gospel of,
How fast did you sell that?
It took me around, that was the first project I remember that took me around 6 months to sell. Because if you turn it towards today, the time I launch a project, within 45 days I'm sold out.
And in Boyogere
it took us around 4 to 6 months, because people were trying to grasp the knowledge of condominium. How is
fast.
Condominium?
4 to 6 months is
It is for around it was just one building. We were just trying to create a trembling sound in the market of what the condominiums are. Universal is giving what, at what prices, what are the locations. These all things are running actually parallel to everything. When you say affordable, these are the things running parallel to your statement.
Is that concept coming from India, the affordable housing?
Yes, you can say so. In India also we have a very huge affordable housing segment actually for that crowd also, because India today is standing as the #1 most populated country. So I guess our government is also trying to create spaces for people to stay in and under the affordable terms. Yeah.
I guess that explains why when you first came in, you really cut out the space.
100%.
Does Uganda have a space issue?
Actually, Uganda does not have the space issue right now, because I would say that we are living in the most beautiful lands that I've ever seen in my life. Eventually, when you term it to, in India, it becomes, you are very claustrophobic, because the apartments are so small, like 30 square meters for a one bed, and a family of 5-6 people are staying in just one bedroom.
Oh.
Yeah. So we wanted to create something like, more in a very nicer way for the people.
And that must not have gone well, because Ugandans love space.
100%.
And we don't have the entire clan staying in
100%.
Yeah. So what lessons did you pick from your first project, and how have they informed the rest of your projects that kept coming up?
When I say the lessons that we have learned is, yes, it was a lesson that why did we create so small project? Because the time people were starting to understand the condominium structure, the market really trying to look for us, in a sense that, how can I book? And that time Universal is the only company who started the structure with 5 million shillings booking. And then we give you around, so I sell today, as I tell you, I sell today off plan.
Okay.
Now when we have just bought the land, people come to know that Universal has bought this land. let me go and book. Now they are looking for me that let me pay at least 10 million shillings, 5 million shillings as a deposit on this particular apartment. And then they distribute the remaining balance till the time the building is getting ready.
Okay.
So eventually it is not even pinching your pocket, and it is also creating for a sense of responsibility to construct also. And Universal today is a brand, and is, I would say, is the biggest brand under the affordable housing tagline.
So what did you change from your first project? What has made people run to this?
Changing as in, you see, in India we have a saying, when a kid is born, he's learning every day.
Okay.
It is the same thing with Universal. Whenever we are building a new project, we try to give you something more that we have not given in any other project. So we have changed the structures of amenities. We have added amenities. People like swimming, people like steam sauna here in Uganda.
Okay.
So people like courts, football turfs in our projects are there.
Basketball.
100%.
Yeah.
I am actually a very big fan of basketball. So all these are separate amenities that we are trying to give. Also, we are trying to look out for premium locations to structure into affordable housing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from your first project in Boyogerere, you decided to move to which location next?
After the first project, we thought that the market was asking us to make more apartments in the side of Najera and Nalia. So if I tell you, your Universal has done more than 1,500 apartments just in these two areas. Because this is known to be the biggest residential hub of Kampala as of now. People who are working in town are basically residing in Nalia and Najera. So we came in over there. We are trying to fix in the most premium locations in Najera and Nalia. If the project that today we are seated in is one of the most charming areas, it is open to air. Our motto is just to change the skyline of Uganda.
And you are doing it in Nalia.
100%.
Nalia, I'm seeing that. But why not Entebbe Road, Bombo Road, or these other highways? We will get into that. We are going to take a very short break, and when we come back, we will look at the apartments Mr. Abbas has been talking about. We'll also look at the challenges he faced in coming up with these projects and what you can learn from all this, and if there are other players in the affordable housing space. Ladies and gentlemen, see you shortly. Welcome back from that very brief break. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, for those that have just joined us, we are here with Mr. Abbas Rashid, the General Manager of Universal Properties and a big developer in Kampala. By the way, why are you not upcountry?
If you have land, please tell me. I would love to go.
Yeah, because we have upcoming cities that need to be developed since you're changing skylines.
Okay.
Those two need to be handled.
100% you are right. Why the developers are, I don't know about the developing market right now in up countries, but eventually we have gotten the feedback to come to the cities of Gulu, Barara and Jinja, I would say.
Even Bali.
Let us come. So this year we are definitely planning to launch small projects in these upcoming countries.
Entebbe Road, by the way, the old Entebbe Road, there are no apartments in that area that are affordable, and people are looking in that side. But before we get diverted to all that, you are still giving us your experience from the first projects. And I would like to know, is it still affordable, or did it get expensive with time? Because I know we all want to start giving the best product at the cheapest price possible.
That again comes with a variation of taxation and policies, and what are the materials. I guess most of the developers are wandering in the market. Where are we getting the cheapest material? Let us say cement. You only have 2 or 3 numbers of big suppliers. But then what are the pricing structures?
Okay.
Because they might be getting taxed now, they are putting the tax on us. Now eventually what the price was there in 2015 and you compare over here as of 2024, it is a huge difference. It is like twice the time. Yeah, like that. So all these things are varying from what materials are we having. We actually want to support Muzai in Buy Uganda, Build Uganda.
Okay.
In that terminology, we all the developers might be thinking of buying local stuff, but then you see in a house when you come in as a client, you like certain things which you're not able to get in Uganda easily.
Okay.
Tiles, there's only a specific number of selection that you do, but if you go, people are buying it from the outside countries, China, India, Dubai, etc., because they have a lot of samples, they have a very big market of these productions of these small things, so it creates a very big impact on us as developers, what to provide, in how much. Then I also am running on a budget. It is not that you can buy anything.
I'm also a member of the board of the Uganda National Urban Forum.
Wow.
And one of the things that we really want to see is more and more affordable, actually to low-cost housing, being availed to Ugandans, decent living. What is the challenge in providing that? If we talk low-cost, because affordable, varies from person to person.
I would say for the developers like us, the challenges are from the start, from when you're putting up money to buy a land.
Okay.
From that time, you're having a number of taxation issues. Then there is a number of, once you're planning the project on that land, then the approvals, KCCA, Wakiso, then titling, because you see, we are going a lot of back and forth in this whole structure. And there's when I say back and forth, it is a money costing structure. So eventually now what we have gotten to know is everything is becoming online. So in this coming near future, within 2 or 3 years, we will be definitely able to overcome these challenges, because as of now we are having an issue of getting approvals. It takes a hell lot of time for us. Then 2 or 3 months is just wasted. Then all these things are delayed for the procurement materials that we are planning to put in. So it is a continuous cycle. It is like a vicious cycle which is running.
So in the end, the product then
becomes expensive, because the more the time a developer is taking to build a project, the more he is spending. If the project is stipulated for 12 months and if it goes to 18 months, yes, there is a difference of 6 months. Eventually you are to bear the cost. And then that cost is to be put on the clients, which is a very sad thing. But all these delays in the processes of KCCA, Wakiso, NEMA and all these things, I guess they are also streamlining themselves, because in 2024 everything has become online. From the URA structure to everything, which is a good part.
Including titles?
100%. 100%, because right now I believe the titles that people are looking for is condominium Milo titles. Now let me announce it to the public, by the way, that a Milo title is more beneficial than any other title, like freehold, leasehold. Milo title has a lot of benefits for a local person to buy property.
What are you doing to the rest of us that already have leasehold and freehold?
By the way, you have a structure to convert it again. They have opened up the forums to convert the title. Yes, it is again one-time cost, but it is always better to convert the title from the leasehold spectrum to a Milo land title.
What titles does Universal give?
We are firm believer, actually 95% of our titles are Milo. We want to give you only Milo, and I am only a seller to the local public, not other than that.
Still talking about what we can do to improve and increase affordable housing, financing. How have you handled the issue of financing? Do you have money stacked somewhere, or
Banage. Everybody thinks, all the developers are
if
like.
someone wants to put up a development like this,
I wish as easy you have termed this that I have a money plant behind my back. It is not the same. So we have different investors who are investing in Uganda to make these projects. So Universal is bringing in money from different countries to put in Uganda. As of now, if I tell you the ticket size of Universal might be above 200-300 billion shillings.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, eventually, the financing part is majorly, I don't look it on the end of the developer side. It has to be looked on the client side. What are you availing to the client? What are the banks in Uganda giving? Because it's again a headache to deal with banks.
You know why I ask from the developer's side? Because there are people who would want to help. We are looking for 2.5 million houses. And how many are you producing per year?
We are actually doing 2,000 houses per year.
You see, so per year we need on average 200 to 300 houses produced. So there are people who out there would want to contribute to this. What advice would you give them, especially in terms of financing? And number two, those that have land but may not have the money to put up such developments. Do you do joint ventures?
100%. Actually, it is one of the most key right now that, you people in this old era times before like 2000 era, people have big lands and they have just a bungalow that they are not able to maintain.
Yeah.
So developers should run to those people that, let us come to a joint venture. You are the partner in giving the land. I am the one putting in and making a building. Whatever the valuation of the land is, you opt for the apartments and you keep it in for the long term. Eventually, there are two major things that you need to know is apartments gives you, or I would say it makes you money. A hell lot of good money. Why? Because renting is still a structure that is opted in this market very often.
Okay.
And the apartments, I've not seen any apartments which are just being empty for no good reason. All the apartments, condominiums especially, people are trying to move in. Why? Because it has a sense of security for the family well-being. After you have left work, your kids are safe in a surrounding, you have good qualitative neighbors and stuff. But coming back to the point, it is important for the developer to look out for these, and eventually if you find one, please help and let me know also.
I have them.
Why haven't you met before?
I have people that have approached me and they're like, Kati, I have my very good land. Actually, even last week someone came and says, I have prime land and I need joint ventures with developers. Do you know any? And I didn't know.
100% we are available for that, and it is actually a very good word spread in the market that all the developers are looking for, because not every Ugandan is knowing that we are looking for you. Where are you guys? We are definitely looking for you. We can do a joint venture, but eventually the financing bit part is again a structure which is very I would say it is very expensive in Uganda.
It is.
To take a loan, because I've seen cases that people who have taken loans are not able to finish their loans very quick. So what are the banks doing for these clients? How to make it short and sweet? The interest rate should be summed up a little less, I guess.
What has Universal done to help clients who may not access loans and may not have all the financing but can afford rent?
I will definitely give you an example which is one of the most heartwarming examples to me since the time I have been to Uganda. You'll not believe that I've sold an apartment worth 85 million shillings to a Boda rider.
Wow.
We made it possible because we want it to be possible for every person, irrespective of whosoever you are. But if you're willing to buy a house, come and have a talk. There are very many ways that we can try and schedule it out. Now for Universal, we are giving the biggest payment plans without even interest.
Okay.
Because we are a Muslim entity, we follow Islamic banking again. But then a lot of banks in Uganda are not having the Islamic banking structure. So we want to give you interest-free payment plan. There is no interest attached. You are paying 80 million for the remaining 2 or 3 years.
Do you have rent to own?
Now this is where we are the first company who has launched the rent to own spectrum. While you pay the down percent of 50%, you can even come in and stay in the
But
apartment.
Abbas, I'm saying rent to own and you still want me to have 50%.
No, because you see, rent to own is a structure that you have to also follow under the taglines of the condominium laws.
Okay.
Now, it will be very hard for me if a person comes in and tells me, 10 million, give me the house, I start living. It is going to be a loss in the future for the developers. It is definitely going to be a loss because there is a 50% risk I am taking by giving you the occupation.
But what are the future projects that you have? First and foremost, how much land do you build on, and what projects are we looking at for Universal for the future?
For building new projects, now this year our tagline has become to provide premium locations in all the ways. Only premium locations we will launch in this whole year. That will be around Intinda, Buya, Luzira, that side, Muyenga, Naguru, like that. So when I say premium, the premium locations, the big the land, the more expensive it is.
Okay.
So I'm still trying to create, we are finding out ways how we are able to give you apartments worth around 100, 150 million in these areas.
See you next.